What you're looking at here is my full Audi RS3 conversion from a 5-door into a 3-door. It is a one-of-one Audi RS3 with a Daza engine, facelifted. Now, I have spent a few months converting this fully from a 5-door to a 3-door using a 3-door Audi 2-litre TDI's shell. Now, if you click in the top right corner, you can go and watch the full build progress up to this date. In this video, we'll be going for a first road test. So yes, we are back on the Audi RS3 3-door, and also I hope to get the Q8 finished in this video as well. But because we don't have much to do on the Q8, I thought we'd bring the RS3 door into this as well, because although it was visually complete in the last video, there are still some things we can do to it. Actually need to fit a windscreen, fit loads of trims, scuttle panel, wiper motors, and also I'm hoping to be able to take it to be tuned in this video at Revo headquarters too. Although that is not confirmed at the point of filming this. And everyone, don't forget the RS3 Carbon Vorsprung. You can win this car brand new, £2.99. The competition ends tonight at 9 p.m. So I'm going to put the link in the description. Go grab your tickets. Exclusive Nogaro Blue. I'm sure you know all about it by now, but go grab your tickets. Competition ends tonight. There's a £45,000 cash alternative if you do not want the car. As I said, the competition ends tonight at 9 p.m. The live draw, however, will be Monday at 9 p.m, but the competition will still close at 9 p.m. tonight. Live draw tomorrow, 9 p.m. So good luck, everyone. And I mean, look how epic it looks. It's such a nice car. So whoever wins it will be very, very happy indeed. So if you haven't seen the last video of this, I'll stick it in the top right hand corner now, and it's basically complete 3-door conversion RS3, and I had it wrapped in a really nice green, which everyone seems to love. And yeah, I completely agree with you. It is an awesome color. But there are a few things we need to do, because I did notice an issue with my wheel alignment in the last video. And if we look at the offside rear, it's pretty central. There's about 1.5 inch gap either side, and it looks fairly central. But if we go round to the near side rear, we can see there's about a 2-inch gap that side and about 1 inch gap this side, and it doesn't sit quite right. I also need to fit the bumper properly as well. And upon closer inspection, because obviously this rear axle came off another crash damaged RS3, but it was crash damaged at the front, not the rear. But the good news is I think I've found the issue, and I have a bent rear arm here. Now it's quite hard to see here, but that arm is bent pretty much in the middle there. So I have just gone over to my other RS3, which is in a lot worse condition, but luckily this isn't bent. So I'm gonna just whip that off now, and we'll start by replacing that. So luckily for me, taking that off was really easy. It was just 2 bolts on the axle and then 4 bolts on the underside of the vehicle, and the whole thing can just pull off. Yeah, so I don't think I'm going to need to get out my protractor on this one. I think we can quite comfortably see how bent the old one is there, look. So yeah, it's bent in quite far actually. I might have to check the rest of the axle now, which isn't a good sign. I have got it booked in for a 4-wheel alignment, but that's not for another couple of weeks yet. But I have had a quick look, and I can't see anything else obvious, so I'm hoping it is just this. It does look like the weakest part. It's quite a thin bit of metal, so that's probably just bent. So we're going to stick this one on, and yeah, hopefully it all kind of looks a lot better. And refitting was the same as removal. I just used a trolley jack to jack the wheel up a little bit so it was in line, and I could easily bolt it back in. And while I was there, I fitted my under tray trims as well, which just go along the undersides of the car each side, and I used the 3-door ones for this because the RS3 ones were just a couple of inches too long. Right, so I've got it back on the ground now, and I've been working through some faults in the system. Now, I have just been on Otis for an hour or so. I was basically just doing an SVM on every single module. And this is basically just updating it and make sure it's all coded correctly as well, so that everything now works. And the good news is there's now, well, you can see actually there's no faults in the system apart from my lost communication with 4-wheel drive module. I haven't actually plugged it in. I forgot because there's a cable that goes from the Haldex to just inside on top of the fuel tank. It's like a 1-foot-long cable. I haven't plugged it in yet, and I didn't then worry about it because obviously the prop's not engaged yet, so I wasn't that concerned. However, there is also a fault with my headlight control module, and after doing loads of testing, the headlight control module on the left hand side, which is this one here. On this side, it is defective. It needs a new one. It's showing a fault. So I have had to order a new one of those, which is obviously why the headlight is currently not working and it is showing a fault. So on the dash light, you can see I have tyre pressure warning, TPMS, ABS and traction control lights on. And I do believe it is to do with me not having communication to my four-wheel drive unit, because that's the only it's the only code I've got. So I think I'm going to plug it in and hope that this solves it. So this is all it is. It's literally a foot-long cable, but I believe me not plugging this in is the reason it's all having a complete hissy fit. If I'm honest, yeah, as I said, I just forgot to plug it in initially. I don't know how fiddly this is going to be because I'm pretty sure it's in. So we've got to take off the rear bench, and the connection is under the fuel tank, or on top of the fuel tank, sorry, but under that adapter plug I made. Let me just move all this forward and get to it. Right, so it's under here, and there's my connector, but there's my issue. How the hell am I going to get that through there? Oh no. And to the Haldex, I just don't know. Honestly don't know. Right, so we can see where the wiring should be. Here is the old piece of wiring, because obviously off the old axle, and you can see it's plugged in just around the back of this control module, and the wire had been just cut. So I'm hoping I can just undo this bolt for the fuel tank, drop it down an inch, and then just feed the wire up into the car. I'm really hoping it's that simple. That bolt's completely out. There we go. That's hard work. Right, let me try and feed this down. Don't know if that's work. Oh, that worked a treat, better than I thought it was gonna. We're in. Right, I think we might be onto a winner because all my implausible signals have now gone passive sporadic, and all my missing messages have also gone passive sporadic as well. Even, well, all-wheel drive, all the missing messages all now passive and sporadic, which is really, really good. Alarm triggered, yeah, that's fine. Right, so good news. We have only got a few faults left, and I'm hoping these are fairly minor. And well, that is energy management. That's just because the battery is low on voltage because I've had the ignition on for a long period. Obviously AC, because it's got no gas in it, and again, energy management. And the only other thing we've got is no communication left light control module, because obviously it's unplugged and I'm waiting for a new one. And that is it. There are some missing messages on the EC body control module. I think that is just, again, low voltage because there's nothing coming up on the dash now. So if we actually just cycle through all the faults that we've got got obviously max engine speed because it's cold. And then we just got an adaptive light fault. Please add washer fluid. I am going to make sure actually the sensor's working for that, and it is just low on fluid. And then, yeah, lights again. So that is all we've got. So that is good news. In fact, I know the washer bottle's empty because I emptied it. Obviously, I've fitted it. So I'm now just going to top that up, and that's just going to confirm that the washer level sensor is working too. Right, so a couple of days later, I have my new light control module. I've just installed that. I have also done the scuttle panel and the wiper blades. I've just topped up the oil because it needed 1/4 litre. And I may have already mentioned, but I have a new windscreen fitted now as well. So let me just, hopefully now we're going to have no more faults on the dash after plugging in the Haldex. So we can jump in it, start her up, and she'll be good to go. Oh, every time. Right. Yeah, that's fine. Cold start. We're looking for headlight faults and anything else. Damn it! Parking aid fault. That cleared though. That's annoying. Let me just wait 30 seconds for this to go off cold start. Oh, there we go. Ah, there we go. Well, that's actually looking good and promising. Now, a lot of people actually are mentioning, because I've gone from 5 to 3 door, the issue with the virtual cockpit and like the doors, for example, but I've had no such issues whatsoever. It recognizes it doesn't have a problem. I'll just shut the door and that will go away. It doesn't have a hissy fit about the fifth door because obviously it's not there. So it doesn't have a hissy fit about it, but we're actually looking pretty good with faults. So let me just cycle through, where are we? Oh no, we're on here. Yep, that's fine, that's because it's cold. Bosh. So that is really good news. We've just got the one fault with a rear parking aid. I don't know what that is yet. I have a feeling I may not have plugged them back in, and after just refitting the bumper properly, I'm now probably going to have to take it back off to have a look. But yeah, really happy with that. So what I'm going to do now quickly is go for a little drive up and down the drive, making sure everything is fine like that. Then we'll get it back in and I'll address those parking issues. But we are looking pretty good apart from the parking fault. Now, while I let the car actually warm up a little bit, I'll come back into the workshop and I'll explain a bit of an issue I've got with changing the V5. Now, around about 6 weeks ago, I sent off the car's V5 to change the details of the car. Now, this is a form within the V5 and it says changing vehicle details. It's really easy to do actually. I just changed all the details I needed to. So I went from diesel to petrol. I changed the engine capacity, the tax class to petrol, also the engine number. I put in the Dazzer's new engine number, and also I think that was it. And the color, I've changed it from blue to green. I sent that off. I got a proof of posting and kind of left it, waited for it to come back. 6 weeks went by, nothing. I had nothing back. The V5 hadn't been, a new V5 hadn't been applied for. So I rung them up, queried it, and they were like, yes, sorry, we don't have any information about this whatsoever. I said, well, I've got a proof of posting. And they're like, yes, sorry, we don't have it. So it's absolutely fantastic. So I've had to then pay £25 to have a duplicate V5 sent out. And I've now got that, and I'm now gonna have to start the process all over again, which is really, really frustrating. So now I'm gonna send it recorded delivery, but I'm now back to square one. I don't know if I can get the car MOT'd, because when they put the reg in the MOT system, it's gonna say it's a diesel. Does that mean they have to test it as a diesel or not? I don't know. I am just waiting to hear back from an MOT station. So I'll clarify that in this video, but we're kind of stuck. Right. Now, you may have seen in that last clip, there was a little bit of smoke coming out the exhaust, which I was concerned about. Well, I still am concerned about. It's not doing it now, but it is a little bit concerning. Now, I suppose that clip you just saw there, I took it to 7,000 RPM, and that is the first time that it's been to 7,000 RPM in 2.5, 3 years. So I'm really hoping it's just a cobwebs blowout. I don't know. But it seems, I mean, it runs fine, it sounds fine. and it doesn't seem to be smoking now. So fingers crossed that is just a cobweb sting blowing it all out. Oh, I don't really know. I'm gonna just pray that that is the case. But we seem to be good. No faults on the dash apart from the parking sensors. So we are looking good. Let's just check under the bonnet. Make sure there's nothing untoward. Oh, fans have kicked in, so they're working well. Look under here, all good. Coolant needs a little bit of a top up now. It's had a chance to settle in. All good here. Can't smell anything that I shouldn't. All boost pipes must be intact because it was driving fine. Everything is looking good under here. Happy with that. Actually, I've just remembered one issue I think I have, and I've just turned the steering on full lock because I think it just rubbing, you know, on full lock, which doesn't really make sense. Yeah, so look, see? The tyre is rubbing on there, and I don't know why that is. Now, I've done some sums. Now, I've done a bit of research here, and the standard tyres on this car that it come from factory were 255 30/19s, and basically it means that your width of your tyre is 255, so it's 25.5 centimetres. Your sidewall width is 30% of the width of the tyre. That is how it works out. So I've got 235 35 on the rear, but I've put 245 35 all round. Now, to work out the sidewall height, we need to do 30% of 255, 35% of 245, and I've got those calculations here. 7.65 centimetre sidewall with the 255s and 8.57 sidewall with the 245s. But the 235 35s on the rear is an 8.225 sidewall, so it really isn't that much difference. Nearly a centimetre on the front, yes, but then you can get the 235 35s on the front anyway, so it shouldn't be an issue. But looking at the other side, I'm not rubbing, it looks like. Now, if we concentrate on the gap here is probably maybe 2 inches at the bottom part, and probably just over 2 inches here. But on this side, I think it's just ever so slightly bigger there. It is, yeah, and slightly smaller there, and that might be due to our rubbing. Now, I have got it booked in for a 4-wheel alignment next week, so I'm hoping then that will resolve that issue and I don't have to worry about the wheels. So yeah, a little bit of info there. Now, very, very frustratingly, I've just heard back from the MOT station that I get my cars MOT'd at, and they said they would have to test the emissions on the car based on the details in the system, and therefore they would try and do the emissions based on a 2-litre diesel, which means obviously that it's not going to pass an MOT. That's really, really frustrating because I'm now about to go to the post office, send off my V5 again to change the details, and it could be up to 4 weeks for that to come back changed, and then I can get the car MOT'd. So really frustratingly, guys, this is just an ornament for at least another 4 weeks. But as I said, I will be taking it to Gaston track at the end of July, round Silverstone, hopefully with no smoking issues or anything like that. But for road purposes, it's a no-go for now. So yeah, we do have a prop shaft issue as well, actually. In the last video, I said I'd sent it away to be custom adapted to fit the 3-door, but it ended up getting sent back and they couldn't do it. I'm not 100% sure why, but it is also now, well, I think it probably was before, but look, the bearing, centre bearing's knackered in this as well. Balls fell out the end. So I don't know if I've just got a knackered drive shaft. Now, ideally, I want to send the car away and someone fit me, if they can maybe re-engineer a new centre bearing for this and adapt it. I'd rather do that because after measuring the gap on the car between the front diff and the rear diff, so basically from this point on the car to this point here is 86.5 centimetres on the car, but weirdly it's also 86.5 centimetres on this prop, which makes absolutely no sense because my wheelbase is at least 3 centimetres shorter. So I don't want to give someone a figure to work towards, get it back, and then it doesn't fit and it's wrong. So if anyone knows anyone that can have the car and make me a prop shaft or adapt this one to fit it, so you physically got the car so there's no fitting issues, then please do let me know in the comments, because yeah, this will be the last remaining piece of the puzzle. So I found the issue for the parking sensors. I just managed to fit my hand up here, and yeah, I haven't actually plugged them in, and there is a good reason for it, and that's because one of them was broken. So obviously this is the loom from the RS3 that was obviously massively rear-ended. So the fact that this loom is actually largely intact is a miracle on its own, but we did have one connector that was perished. So I need to now refer to my unlimited supply of wiring looms that I've got dotted around and guarantee I do not have a parking connector. So I'll be back. So we have a parking sensor here, and I've had a result. I've managed to dig into the archive, and I've found the exact genuine same sensor from a Golf R loom, and I'll just cut it off, and I'm now going to fix this one, and hopefully I'll be able to plug them all in without removing the bumper. So I fitted the new connector to the loom using weatherproof connectors, and then I managed to get my hands up under the bumper, connect all 4 sensors, and even clipped in the bracket as well without having to take the bumper off, which I'm very happy about. And I also undone the front subframe as well, so I could jig it back a couple of millimeters to see if it stops rubbing that front wheel arch, although it is in for a 4-wheel alignment next week. So I was sitting at home last night, and well, it's the next day by the way, and I was thinking, is that smoke going to be an issue? And also, I want to road test it. I don't want to wait another 4 to 5 weeks before we can get this MOT'd. So you know what? I've just booked an MOT slot for today. It means that I can then road test the car, because obviously I've got to drive it to MOT. Funny enough, that was just Quattrotech in St Ives, who are an authorised Revo dealer. And I've just booked in to have my stage 2 map put on by them as well. So we're booked in next week, 15th, yeah, actually, was that Tuesday? For the 4-wheel alignment, and now we're going to do the stage 2 software as well. So you may be able to hear the car idling in the background. I'm getting up to temperature, and we're going to go for a road test and then take it to MOT for it to fail miserably on emissions. In fact, they may not even do the test because it's got the wrong engine. They may just abandon tests, which I'm actually hoping they do, because that means they won't go through a test, which means it won't get a fail, blah, blah, blah. But I've also got a private plate. So obviously the standard plate was a 14 plate, and I wanted something that was a bit more special. So as we can see, look, I've got RS3 door. I mean, that's the best I could find for cheap. There was RS03 DOR, but that was like 900 quid, and this was 150 quid. So I thought that looked pretty cool. RS3 door. So that's gonna, well, that is already on the car actually. So I'm gonna fit those plates now. And a big thanks to UMR Plates, as usual, supply me with the plates. I'm going to leave the link for them in the description as well. So a big thank you to UMR Plates. I'm going to stick these on the car. We'll go for a road test, drop it off at MOT, hopefully abandon the test. Might fail. And I think that will be the conclusion of this video. It just looks so good. I just cannot believe how good this car looks. Right, let's get some plates on it. No faults, none at all. Beautiful. It actually looks really good with the RS13 plate on it. It suits it quite well. So, there you go, RS13 door. So yeah, looking good. And we are now ready to go for a little road test. First road test. It is hot. It's like 33 degrees today, and I don't have aircon obviously either, because I haven't been anywhere to get it gassed. So I'm gonna have to have the windows open because it is too hot not to. So first little road test. And to MOT, of course. Let's turn this off. We'll turn that off. And we'll go for a little drive. This is tense times. I'm out. I'll tell you what, obviously I haven't done the brake fluid change again, but it all seems to be absolutely fine, to be honest. And we're up to 5th, 40 miles an hour. My camera's on the wonk, so I do apologise. It's not the best mount. Oh, I'll tell you what, the turning's really nice. I know this is the same essentially as a 5-door, but that felt quite nice. There's no knocks or bangs or anything like that. So I'm just being silent because I'm listening for stuff. 50 miles an hour. I'll tell you what, up to 50, I'll shut the windows. I'll shut the windows just so you can hear me, and I'll just sweat instead. But I don't know if I've got a bit of an exhaust leak or not. It could just be the exhaust, the downpipe obviously. But it just sounds like there's a bit of spitting, because I can hear it. I need to look into that, I reckon. But this drives really nice. Lovely and smooth. Yeah, I must have, because it doesn't sound... it's not smoking. It could just be the exhaust, I don't know. But it drives really nice, drives in a straight line as well. Everything seems to be working. Yeah, there you go, 32.5 degrees, look, that virtual cockpit's saying, and it feels it, I tell you. Right, we're up to 80 degrees, so I'm going to now bang it in dynamic. There we go. And I'm going to put it in manual as well. Front wheel drive. Yeah, I'm 90% sure there's some sort of exhaust leak down there. I don't know what it would be, because it sounds like it's where the intake is. Maybe I haven't put the intake on properly, I don't know. But for now, but then it's gone away now, or is it only on a boost? No, it's not doing it now. That's weird. No, it's not doing it. Oh, there it is now. And there we go. As I suspected, they aborted the test. They wouldn't even do the test because it didn't have the right engine in it, according to the V5 details. I prefer that outcome because it means it won't go down as a failure. It just doesn't. They just didn't test it at all. So I've had to bring it back, and obviously I've now sent off for the new the V5 to come back with the engine change details. And once I have that back, I can obviously then go down there with the V5, show them that the V5 says it has the correct engine, and then they can test it accordingly. But until I get that back now, I can't do anything. Yeah, really happy that first drive. That went absolutely perfect. Apart from that little bit of, I think there's an exhaust. I am going to look into it. For between now and getting it tuned actually. But the next time you're going to see this, guys, is going to be, well, if you're going to Gaston Track at Silverstone, I believe on the 26th of July, you will see it here, or you see it there, sorry, in person, because I will be taking it round the track. Fingers crossed, everything goes to plan. But that will be the next time you'll see it. Other than that, there'll be a video probably a week or so after the 26th of July, just finalising everything. Hopefully the prop will be resolved by then as well. Obviously all the tuning, MOT, yada yada yada. So absolutely sweating. That is the RS3 done, guys. Unfortunately, there was supposed to be, I might have probably said a couple of times in this video, there was supposed to be a Q8 update. Unfortunately, they've had the car now a week, and currently, as it stands, they can't actually fix it. So I don't know. They said that the chassis control module was faulty. They have replaced it, but apparently there's another fault, which they are just on backwards and forwards to technical in Germany about how to fix it. So currently, as it stands, it's still at Audi getting fixed. So there's no end game for the Q8 just yet. So you've had basically a whole video of RS3 goodness instead. So that is it for today's video, guys. Don't forget, go grab your tickets for the RS3 Carbon Vorsprung, which is just over my shoulder. There she is there. That ends tonight at 9 p.m. So go grab your tickets. Good luck. The live draw for that will be Monday at 9 p.m. The live draw will be Monday, but the competition will end Sunday at 9 p.m. Okay. So as always, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.